Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the LSB Genesis New Testament, Psalms and Proverbs from Steadfast Publishing, Threesixteen Publishers. This is in collaboration with Answers in Genesis. And the point of this is to give you a New Testament that doesn't remove the book of Genesis. Because the book of Genesis, of course, tells the reason that we need a new covenant, a new testament in the first place. And that's normally left out. When you have a New Testament, you normally don't get the reason for the New Testament because it doesn't include the book of Genesis. So the idea here is that including the book of Genesis, we would have access to the foundation that the New Testament is built on. And that includes the creation and fall of man. So this is just it's a nice little New Testament with Psalms, Proverbs in the book of Genesis. It comes in faux leather in burgundy and black. I have the black with a little paste down liner, sewn binding. The paper itself, I'm not sure what it is. It's low to mid 30s. I want to say it's 32, but it could be higher. I don't think it's less than that. So here is the information, printed and bound in Korea. So it includes the preface to the Legacy Standard Bible. And then, as we saw, the book of Genesis, 8.5-point font with line matching. The font is dark. The print is dark and consistent throughout. I like it. Now we get to the New Testament. Now, the reason I didn't tell you what the layout was is because we have two layouts. In the book of Genesis, we have a paragraph layout with the paragraphs verse numbers marked in bold, and then the verse numbers within the paragraphs are small. Those are a little bit difficult to find. If you're searching for a verse number, it's going to be a little bit difficult to find. But you can find the beginning of the paragraph quickly because it's in bold. However, when we get to the New Testament, it's verse by verse. It still includes the bold verse numbers for the beginning of paragraphs, but it's a verse-by-verse layout all the way through. We have all caps for Old Testament quotes. It does include italics for supplied words. It does not include footnotes or references. It is a black letter text. Looks good. I love this paper. It's not the most opaque paper. It does have some show-through where there's nothing printed on the other side of the page, and that's noticeable, but it's not terrible, and I like it. I like this paper a lot. It's got a little bit of a smooth texture, but it's not silky smooth. It's just rough enough to be easy to turn. And then in the back we have Psalms and Proverbs. There's the book of Psalms. It wraps, the text goes all the way to the end of the line and then wraps to the next line and then indents. This does cause a lot of lines to have a single word. A lot of lines are broken into good places though, or divided into good places. It's really hard to do with Psalms, especially when you only have a few words per line. And this tends to have around about 7 or 8 words per line. There's Psalms, and then here is Proverbs. Highly readable. My cat is trying to make an appearance here. Trying to scratch my little cloth. Little bad cat. And then back here, we have 2 tables. Table of monetary units. And table of weights and measures. And then it also includes information about the collaboration with Answers in Genesis and the work they're doing. So I've interviewed them several times. I like them a lot. And that is it. Now, I'll show you how it compares to one Bible. And this is the LSB Compact Edition. The LSB Compact Edition. Almost the same footprint. Slightly taller. Just slightly. About the same width. And of course a lot thicker. Because this is the entire Bible. Something interesting about this though. Is that it has the same book of Genesis. Identical. Page for page. Identical. So there's Genesis 3 in both. They look exactly the same. But when we get to the New Testament, the Compact Edition is still in paragraph. And of course, the New Testament edition is not. Let's go to Romans 7, Romans 6. So there's Romans 6 and 7 in both. So it does not have the same layout in the New Testament. It also does not have the same layout in Psalms or Proverbs. So there's part of Psalm 119 in both. You can see they are different. So the compact has 28 GSM paper, and it's more white in color, while the New Testament, Genesis, New Testament, Psalms, Proverbs, is more of a cream color. I actually prefer the cream color. This is some of my favorite paper. Even though it does have a little bit of show through, it's not terrible. It doesn't distract the eye when reading because of the line matching. I like the way it looks. I find this paper highly readable. You know, there is some show through there, but I don't mind that so much. It's not terrible. Probably looks worse on camera actually than it does in person. It is noticeable though. So let's take a look at the size and weight. The overall size, the size you need to know if you are getting a case to put this in, about 4.5 by 6 1/4 and 3/4 inch thick. The overall weight is 8.4 ounces. So this is a light little Bible. So if you're looking for a New Testament to carry around in the LSB, I like this one. I like that it includes Genesis. I like the paper. I like the print quality. It is a little confusing that we have verse by verse in the New Testament, and then we have paragraph in the book of Genesis. I don't really know why we have that, but that's just a curiosity. I do like it anyway. I do still think it's worth getting and carrying around. So if you're going to carry a New Testament, I like the idea that it has Genesis in it. I like that a lot. So I will place links in the notes so that you can make a purchase if you're interested. Also a link to the written review at BibleBuyingGuide.com where I do more detail on everything. And then also Threesixteen Publishing did provide this in exchange for an honest review. And that's my honest review. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.